Welcome to Rust tutorial number 8. In this video, you will learn how Rust handles errors. Most languages use exceptions, where you throw an error and hope someone catches it. Rust does not have exceptions. Instead, Rust uses types to represent errors, and the compiler forces you to handle them. No surprise crashes. Rust splits errors into two categories. Unrecoverable errors are bugs that should never happen. For those, you use panic. Recoverable errors are expected failures, like file not found or invalid input. For those, you use result. Most of your code will use result. Reserve panic for programming mistakes only. The panic macro immediately stops the program with an error message. Common situations that cause panics include accessing an array index out of bounds and calling unwrap on an error value. Panic is for bugs, things that should be impossible if your code is correct. For expected failures, always use result instead. Result is an enum with two variants. OK contains the success value, and error contains the error. Functions that can fail return result. Here we write a divide function that returns an error when dividing by 0. The caller must handle both cases. You cannot accidentally ignore an error in Rust. Option is for values that might not exist. It is not an error, just absence. While result has OK and error, option has some and none. Use result when an operation can fail with an error. Use option when a value simply might not be there. Both force you to handle the missing case before using the value. For quick prototyping, unwrap extracts the value or panics if there is an error. Expect does the same, but with a custom panic message. Use these only in prototypes, tests, and situations where you are absolutely certain the value is OK or some. In production code, always handle errors properly. The question mark operator is the best way to handle errors in Rust. It unwraps OK and returns the value or returns the error early from the function. One question mark replaces 5 lines of match code. You can chain multiple question mark calls, and if any one fails, the function returns the error immediately. Without the question mark operator, you would need to write a match expression for every fallible operation. Match the result, extract the value on OK, and return the error on error. The question mark does all of this in a single character. It makes error propagation clean and readable. You can chain multiple question mark operators in a single function. Each one either succeeds and gives you the value, or fails and returns the error to the caller. This creates a clean pipeline where errors automatically bubble up. If any step fails, none of the following steps execute. For real applications, you define your own error types. Typically, you create an enum where each variant represents a different kind of error. Then you implement display to provide human-readable error messages. This gives callers detailed information about what went wrong, while keeping the code organized. The from trait enables automatic error conversion with the question mark operator. When you implement from for your error type, the question mark automatically converts foreign errors into your custom type. This means you can use question mark with standard library errors, and they become your application errors. Combinators are methods on result and option for functional style error handling. The map method transforms the success value without touching the error, and then chains operations that can fail. Unwrap or else provides a default value computed from a closure. These let you transform errors without writing match. Here is a table of the most common combinators. Map transforms the success value. Map error transforms the error value, and then chains fallible operations. Unwrap or provides a default value. OK or converts an option into a result. Is OK and is some check without consuming the value. When should you use panic versus result? Use panic for programming bugs like impossible states and index out of bounds. Use result for expected failures like file not found, network timeout, and invalid user input. Use unwrap in tests and prototypes. The rule of thumb is, if the caller can handle it, use result. Let us build a complete example. We create a calculator error enum with invalid number and division by zero variance. We implement display for readable error messages. We implement from to convert % error into our custom type. This is the standard pattern for error handling in Rust applications. The calculate function uses the question mark operator twice to parse two strings into integers. If either parse fails, the error is automatically converted to calculator error through our from implementation. Then we check for division by zero and return our own error. Clean, safe, and explicit. In the main function, we call calculate with different inputs and handle the results with match. Valid inputs produce OK with the result. Division by zero produces our custom error. Invalid strings produce a parse error that was automatically converted. Every case is handled, nothing is ignored. A key principle of Rust error handling is that errors are values, not control flow. You return them like any other value. You transform them with methods. You combine them with the question mark operator. This makes error handling explicit, composable, and impossible to accidentally ignore. Let us review what we covered. Panic is for unrecoverable bugs. Result handles recoverable errors with OK and error. Option handles missing values with some and none. The question mark operator propagates errors cleanly. Custom error types organize your error handling. And from enables automatic error conversion. In the next tutorial, we learn traits, which define shared behavior across different types. Traits are similar to interfaces in other languages, but more powerful. They support default methods, operator overloading, and dynamic dispatch. See you in the next video.